Hello, I'm Laura Caplan and welcome to an episode of Because We Can. Today we're in my kitchen because the weather is changing. So I'm thinking fall like all day, every day now. I've got my flannel on, I got my boots on. I am ready. I love this time of year because it means soups to me. I don't know what it means to you, but I have one of the best tomato soups that you're gonna ever want to make.
We want you to do everything that you feel good about.
These are so good, y'all.
Don't mind me, because
We can, and you can too. We're gonna get started here with a handful of ingredients. This recipe is super easy to make and I love how easy it is. You'll need a whole onion, about 4 cloves of garlic. This one actually came from my brother and sister-in-law's garden, so it is extra special and the last that I have from them. So we're gonna use that in this recipe. A little bit of salt and pepper for taste. You're gonna want 3 cans of tomato puree, 28 ounces. 12 ounces of tomato paste. Use whatever brand you like to use. I just grabbed this one because that's what I found at the store. This is the key ingredient though, liquid smoke. I never had this until my husband and I took a photo workshop in Cranbrook, Canada, which is way the heck out there, for hummingbirds, and one of the chefs there at the Bull River Guest Ranch had made this soup for us. We had to ask her for the recipe. So it is a staple every fall, every winter for me to start making this. This is gonna be the first of the year. So good. So again, liquid smoke. You can find it at the grocery store very easily. I think it's over by like the ketchups and mustards and stuff like that. You're gonna need some olive oil. What else do we need? Later on, we're gonna need bacon. Yes, it goes on the top. Then heavy whipping cream, because we're gonna whip that up and then add the pesto basil and put a dollop of that on top before serving. Oh, and lastly, you're gonna need about 1/4 cup of brown sugar and water. So let's get started. Chopping some onion. We're gonna leave these pretty big because they come out at the end before you serve it because it's really a creamy soup. So leaving these in big pieces is all you need to do. Same with the garlic. We're gonna saute that up in a pan together and then start adding in the rest of the ingredients that we need to. Be careful of your fingers. But again, I just want to kind of really nice and big. And then I'll quarter them. And those are ready to go into the pot with some olive oil. And same with the garlic, just big chunks. You know, the recipe says like 1/4 cup of olive oil. You just really need it so that you can saute the onions and garlic in. We're gonna get that turned on as well. Heat, wrong burner. I'm gonna start off a little high to heat it up and then turn it down to medium for the sauteing. We let that oil get heated for a little bit. You hear that little sizzle, you know it's right. We're gonna turn down that heat also to medium now that that oil, because we don't want this to burn, we just want it to saute. Again, we use big chunks. The onions and garlic are perfect. So let's put the tomato puree in. I'm gonna turn this down a little bit more because I don't want it splattering. I wish you guys could smell this already. The house is gonna smell so good. We're saving those cans for a reason though, guys. You'll find out here soon because remember I said that we have water? Use those to put the water in a little bit. All right. Spoon. all this. I always find that the tomato paste is so tough to get out of these little tiny cans. But buying a big can, to me, always goes to waste. So I always tend to get these littler cans. Give that tomato puree a stir to incorporate it in with the tomato sauce and the onion and garlic. Right now it really looks like marinara sauce and it's going to be soup. So now's the time to add water. And remember, we kept those cans because this makes it super easy. Not only do you get all the good stuff out of this can, but now you didn't have to dirty up a measuring cup in order to measure out how much water you needed. Whoa, I think I'm gonna need a bigger pan. What do you guys think? We got one more ingredient. Remember I told you about the brown sugar? Got all that water incorporated in. Now let's give it a good stir and get that sugar incorporated. And then we're gonna let this simmer so that it reduces to about half. It's gonna take about an hour to do that on slow. The house is gonna smell, oh, so good, because it already does. Ooh, bacon, it's bacon time. I do this a couple different ways. Sometimes I'll cut it into pieces and then put it in a pan. That usually dirties up my stove a lot more than taking a couple pieces of paper towel, putting it on a plate, putting some pieces on it. And because we're gonna crumble this up, it really doesn't matter if it gets stuck together. So we're gonna just throw these on. And then, anybody else out there cook their bacon in the microwave? We do all the time, well, a lot of times, because it's so easy. Do that, and let's try it at 5 minutes. Should be pretty good with this. If it was a thicker cut bacon, you probably need closer to 7. While our soup is simmering, which I've moved it to the back burner just because it's a smaller burner for me. I don't want it popping up and spurting all over the place. I just need it to simmer down, and at a slow pace too. We're gonna have the bacon done. It's gonna cool, it's gonna be crumbly, and then we got those toppings to make. Ooh. So about an hour and a half or so has gone by. Look, I mean, if you could smell this, I'm so hungry. We still have the solids in here, but now it's time to actually put some more flavor in here. Remember this beautiful gem that I told you about? It's time to add that. Got about 4 tablespoons going in. It's called liquid smoke. We might be killing the end of this bottle. Nope, maybe not. And then also, we're gonna use salt and pepper to taste. Obviously, this is however you like. Just keep on going. There's the pepper and a bunch of salt. Needs flavor. While we allow the liquid smoke, salt and pepper to kind of marry in with the other tomatoes, we're gonna go ahead and make one of the toppings. Again, it's heavy whipping cream, basil pesto sauce. Super easy, right? I'm going to cheat and use our little blender. I've already gone ahead and put about a cup in. You guys can decide how much you want to make. I'm gonna mix this up until it is super thick like whipping cream, because we're going to add in a little bit of liquid by utilizing this basil pesto. This is about the consistency that you want. If you had it a little bit thicker, that's fine too. Try and get all this yummy goodness. If you're gonna put this on a dessert, you're gonna want a little sugar added, but just wait. That's good enough. It's time for some basil pesto. I cheat. I buy it like this. Like I said, remember, you want it nice and thick because what you're adding to it is going to be a little bit creamier. so it's going to loosen it up a bit. Turns this beautiful light green color. You can decide how much or how little of the basil you put in there, that pesto sauce. I like it a lot because remember, you're just going to put a dollop of it into the soup, so make it flavorful. Since we have salads in here and I can't wait to strain all of this, I'm going to do it by the bowl. And then once it cools down, I'll finish straining out the rest of it. Doesn't that sound easier? Definitely gets me to eating faster. Remember that bacon I made earlier? I just like took the pieces, crumbled them into smaller pieces. Nice dollop of this. You're gonna see that it's gonna start like melting. A little bit of bacon, maybe a lot of bacon. And a spoon, right? Stick a couple pieces of bread. You could toast the bread or leave it. Even make a grilled cheese sandwich. We like it that way. Let's see, look. Oh, Rammy's coming in. Oh, I'm in heaven. This is the smoky tomato soup. So easy to make. Yeah, it took a little bit of time because you had to let it simmer on the stove for a bit, but it's a good way to kick off this fall. Thank you for joining us today. If you liked what you saw, please like, comment, subscribe, share this with your friends, and come on back because we can and you can too. All for me. Yum, yum, yum. Not for you.